The savings are scorching during the Red Hot Sale event at Omaha Steaks. Save 50% site-wide on legendary steaks, everyday essentials, and more. Plus, get an extra $35 off with code HOTSALE at omahasteaks.com. Shop now to save 50% site-wide on steaks and more during the Red Hot Sale event at omahasteaks.com. Plus, get an extra $35 off with code HOTSALE at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, code HOTSALE. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
Take me out to left field. Give me a shot of Fireball. Give me some high fives from Mark Pena and a hug from Jeff Cross as we stand on top of the tables. Hearing the horns, that's a blast. For it's 1, 2, 3 shots from the cannon with the ladies of left field.
Hey y'all, it's game time with the ladies of left field. I'm Jordan here with Kasey and Katie.
Hello, hello.
Hey y'all.
And I am at the local fix in Uvalde because I came to Camp Shellbell, but I had to come a little late and no one was at the house and they're on the river, so they're not checking their phones, so I could not get through the gate. So luckily the local fix here was open. They have good food and cold beer, so I am chilling until everyone makes it back to the house.
I love it. Good improvising move, Jordan.
Super jealous. Super jealous that you get to be down there.
I know.
Rio is awesome, and Shelly's, I'm sure, having the time of her life.
It seems like everyone's having fun. I'm excited to get out there. Got a lot going on as usual. Big week for Texas baseball, but I'll kick it off with our hot girl headlines. I'm going to stay in my hockey lane and talk about the Dallas Stars again, because in a weird turn of events, they have led for an entire 7 minutes of this series with the Avalanche, and they are up 2-1. So Stars are somehow pulling it off, and they will play again on Saturday. They'll play again on Saturday. Yeah. So keep an eye out for maybe another minute or so of leading and going up 3-1.
Overtime games, that's how they're doing.
Great. That stresses me out so much too, because you're just like, and with hockey, it's just like, it's so, the puck is so small too. So anytime it gets even near the goal, I'm like, great, here it goes. Here we go.
Yeah. All that power play and just,
Right.
It's quite intense. I'll jump in next here with the NFL draft. It begins Thursday, but it is a multi-day event. But the first 2 rounds are being televised live, even on ABC, I heard. So, going on straight up ABC, and I'm sure simulcast on ESPN as well. But should be a banner year for the Longhorns. We had 14 guys at the Combine, and there's projections of at least 12 guys getting drafted, which would set a new record for us. That was last year we had 11 guys drafted. So definitely our program is on the upswing for that. And then I've been seeing a few mock drafts that have Matthew Golden going to the Cowboys with the 12th pick. And I'm all like, please. But,
I love that. My dad sent me that article the other day. Yeah, I love that.
I looked at a couple more mock drafts this morning, and they did not have they had that receiver from, I want to say from North Carolina. No, I can't even pronounce his name, but it was like the same receiver from the 2 mock drafts. And I was like, no, I want Matthew Golden.
Love that. No, do not want. We want Matthew Golden.
I am excited to watch. And he's supposedly supposed to be there tonight, actually at the draft, which I'm kind of like, wow. Cause I don't feel like we've had any of our players actually attend in a long time. So,
was the last guy Connor Williams that attended? I think maybe
he might have. I remember
that's the last one I remember from Longhorn Network was because we went with Connor Williams.
Okay, then that probably is the last one that's actually gone. So I'm excited. There's high hopes for Kelvin Banks and Jahdae Barron getting drafted in the first or second round, first round, hopefully. So there we have it. That's Thursday and Friday.
That's always fun to watch.
It is very fun to watch.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little golf. Justin Thomas, who was one of my picks for the Masters, did not win the Masters, but then he came up the next weekend and won the RBC Heritage Golf Tournament in a playoff on the first hole. He hit a 21-foot birdie to win it, which was super cool. I mean, he's a Bama kid, but we still like him. He's friends with all of our UT kids, that we like. So, it was fun to see him win. was a 3-year drought actually for Justin Thomas. So it was a really special win. And I think it was like his first one as a dad and all kinds of cute, sweet stuff too.
It was very cute to see them.
Yeah. So that was super cool. So we got to love that. And then, of course, we just got to roll right into baseball because that's what we do. And it's been an amazing, couple of days and a series again for the Longhorns. We played Auburn last weekend, who was number 8 coming into that series. And we just kicked their booty, y'all. There's no other way to describe it. We handled business super easily. So it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series because of Easter or the end of Passover on Sunday, whatever you're into, whatever you celebrate. And Thursday, really close game though. It was a 3-2 win. They looked good. We were scrappy, they were scrappy. So we were like, all right, here we go. And then just Friday and Saturday, we just looked dominant. Friday, we won 8-3. Saturday, we 10-run ruled them, you guys. We were done early. And it was like a beautiful day and we were all hanging out. It was a Saturday and we kind of weren't even ready for the game to be over. We went, a big old group of us went to Loudmouth and had some more fun and pizza and things afterwards. So we were like, this is not it. Anyway, so yeah, on Saturday we 10-run ruled them and we ended up winning 14-2. And the game was done early. So we'll get more and more.
Question mark. Where's Loudmouth? What is that? That sounds great.
It's the new cute pizza place right on Rosewood and 11th Street. It's right there on that corner, median, right across the Paperboy. It's the same people who the Paperboy.
Oh, is that the cool one that's up you pointed? Oh, yeah. Oh, that place looks cool. I wanted to go. Awesome.
Yeah. The Paperboy is known as a really great brunch spot right there on 11th Street. And so Loudmouth is owned by them. Opened up 6 months ago. Super cute, great appetizers. I think at least 12 or 16 of us went, and it was super funny. We were like a middle school dance. We had a girls' table and a boys' table. And the girls' table had way better food on it. We had the burrata and the arancinis and the, all the things. And the boys just had pepperoni pizza. So anyways, we were the winners of that as well. And then we get back into the weekend, but then we had a Texas State game on Tuesday night, y'all, that went wild. I didn't go, but Mark went with Forrest, and Mark was like, they were just insane. That game was back and forth, and we treat that game like a Tuesday night game and a game that we're about to play the Aggies this weekend. And so we're trying not to get hurt, not to use pitching staff.
Right.
We're coming out there like it's a Tuesday night game, even a Tuesday night game that we don't really care about because we're really focused on playing the Aggies this weekend. And our team just kept coming back. And then Jalen Flores hit a grand slam to finally put us up. And then we ended up beating them.
And that was the only time we were ahead. It was in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
We tied it at 4-4 there early, but we were always 1 run behind, or they would counter us, and get out there, and then we would come back and get be 1 run shy.
Yeah.
But then there we have it.
And there we have it.
Do y'all remember the percentage? I feel like I see it every time I watch a game when Jalen Flores is up to bat. It's I feel like it's 97%. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but most of his hits or RBI are to put Texas ahead. He is just the most clutch. I wish I had the number on hand, but it's something crazy. More times than not, when he is up to bat with runners on base, it's to put Texas ahead, and he comes through. It's crazy.
I doubt it. But it is interesting that you say that, because I thought I heard them say that when he came up with the bases loaded, that he hadn't come up with the bases loaded this year, or when he has not knocked in a run. He hadn't gotten any RBIs with bases loaded. So then, of course, that,
yeah.
And I may have misunderstood them because, it's kind of hard to, that the commentating and everything just on the Tuesday. Sometimes our broadcast, it'll go out for 2 seconds for volume, and then it pops back up. So I might have misunderstood that, but I thought that was kind of whoa, but, he took care of that though.
Because he had a couple grand slams last year. Was it last year or 2 years?
Right. I think they just meant this season.
No. You're right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's weird if that number was that he'd been up and hadn't had success. So whatever. He's riding the ship. I love this.
And I think my dad said that he thought he had read or heard that was our first Grand Slam. No, it wasn't our first Grand Slam because Kimball had the Grand Slam on Saturday.
Yeah.
Kimball.
We'll get into that. But yeah, in the Texas State, so I mean, yeah, Mark texted, he was like, there was like at least 75 Texas State kids that got kicked out of the game. He was like, they were getting rowdy and just talking
loud.
trash. Yeah.
It was loud.
You know, and one of their players hit a Grand Slam on us early in the game. And there was a little talking around the bases as people ran around. And then I think Jalen gave it right back to him as he ran the bases and everybody else did. So that was entertaining. But yeah, we ended up winning 14-11. Like Kasey said, we didn't lead all game until it counted and the game was over. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Good time. A lot of young pitchers got to play too.
Yeah. It was a little shaky there watching the young pitchers.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll give them their due and they'll have more time, but there was a little bit of what's the right way? Not in control. A little too many walks and some hit batters that were kind of like, okay, let's get this under control now, please.
Right. Yeah. But they weren't going to bring in, anybody worth a darn because we got to save all these arms for
we did come in with Burns at the end finally to be like, let's end this real quick here so we're not going into the extra innings.
Just go ahead and wrap that up.
Yeah, let's wrap this up, please.
But just to go back to the Auburn series, I'm not sure we all have things to share, but yeah, I was like super impressed with Jonah Williams. I was like, it's the Jonah show. I'm here for it. He's the left fielder. That kid is just like hitting the ball like crazy and just looking like he's got all the swag, you guys, and all the confidence. He's also, I'm sure you guys know, 5-star, defensive player for the Longhorns for football. And that's amazing. And he was just awesome. It was so cool.
I was with family in East Texas, but we had the game on and everything on the porch. And it was cracking me up that everybody that was watching it, that was paying attention, they knew about him. I mean, even like my cousins, people that really, in my opinion, I have no idea if they're like, following Texas baseball. They don't follow it obviously as diehard as I do, but they seem to sort of, but everybody knew when they're like, oh my God, he got another hit. That Williams kid got another hit, so it was pretty fun to see the excitement surrounding him.
He was awesome. It was just fun to watch. And then we all know our boy Kimball showed out.
Yeah.
Showed out. So yeah, he was just awesome.
I am really
for him.
I know, loving it, and I just hoping for all of that to keep going this weekend.
Right. That's got to be like, I know he wasn't very prolific at A&M, didn't get a ton of time, but like I still wonder how much it's like, oh, back again, because we haven't played him in Texas hasn't played him in a series in so long. So
right,
and with as much as it's on the line for Texas this weekend, it's kind of like.
Yeah, and isn't it that like Schloss is the one who cut Kimball from the A&M team, right? And so now Schloss and Kimball are here at Texas, and that people say their relationship is like super strong and great. And so, them on the Texas team, of course, playing A&M this weekend, and how great Kimball is playing is super amazing to see. Yeah, it's fun. The one hard thing
of those Texas A&M ties, I know. Kasey, you probably have a better pulse on it than even I do, because the only ones that came to mind, like obviously Schloss, Kimball, Gavin Cash playing for Texas A&M, who was here for a little bit before he went to Texas Tech and then to A&M. There are others though, aren't there?
There's Josh Stewart. He was a pitcher here his freshman year, and he's been over there a couple of years. I don't know if there's anybody else. I tried to kind of I've scanned through their roster, and none of their names looked familiar to me. That they had.
Let me see. I feel like Mark made a good post about this with like the play, like all of the.
Yeah, I saw some of that, and then I think some of
A-Rod.
Was he there? Or was he a fan?
No, he was recruited. That's
recruited, right?
He was recruited. Almost went. Decided not to go. Like there's a video, a picture of him with the thumb up in the Aggie gear, and then I guess switched. a little last minute. I think
Right.
switched with the Jimmy move.
Yeah. And then you have Ethan Mendoza, who not really an A&M tie, but I mean, he always wanted to be a Longhorn, but he wasn't enticed by us last year. But then when Schloss came over, then he transferred from Arizona State and came, but he wasn't willing to play for Schloss at A&M. So he wanted to be, it's still back to playing at Texas. That was what was important to him.
Yeah. And then, of course, the other coaches that came along.
Right.
Yes. So, because, you got Max Wiener, you got Caleb Longley. So those are other ones that were in the A&M jersey and now in the better looking Texas jersey.
Yeah. Nolan Kane is another one that came too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's good times.
It's going to be very intense.
Very.
It's going to be like a super regional, not even just like a regional. It's going to be like a super regional with feeling the drama. I feel like, it's because they're kind of getting on the upswing.
They are.
It's crazy to think that they were 1 in 7, 8 in SEC. Like, it's crazy now to think that
they're in the middle of the pack.
This is going to be, because they're always going to be, yes, they're a little lower, but still kind of middle. They're not at the bottom anymore.
Yeah.
It's always going to be like a high stakes game, but especially with Texas A&M turning it on now, kind of figuring it out a little bit, the stakes just get even higher.
Right.
And the intensity ratchets up so much.
Yeah. And to add to on Saturday, the Saturday game is another tradition game, and Brooks Kieschnick is being honored. So I'm hoping that he has a little fire, down there, just kind of.
I'm sure he will.
Oh, I bet he will.
They'll be, and him and his family get to be in that field suite, that first base field suite dugout thing. So, or dugout suite. I don't know how to say the word. Sorry there. But so anyway, looking forward to that.
And I'm sure Brooks loves to hang out with us in left field. So I'm sure we'll see him out there.
Actually told me, because I texted him, been working in the logistics, and then I said, you know where to find me, haha. And he goes, because I'm planning to make an appearance. And I go, of course you will.
Yeah.
They'd be offended if you didn't.
I know.
Right. So yeah, speaking of the last time we played, so apparently the last time a non-Tuesday Texas versus Texas A&M game was played at Dish Falk, was Cody Clemens' game.
Yeah, that was a regional.
Yeah, it was a regional. Like when he, went around and threw the horns up big time at the end. Yeah. So
good. So good.
I think that he might have hit a grand slam on that hit. I don't remember. It was either a 3-run homer or a grand slam, because it was huge.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big hit.
Yeah. Yeah, him round in third base and just throwing the horns up.
Yeah, 2018
Epic.
regional.
Yep.
Yeah. And then A&M has since beaten Texas.
Yes.
In Omaha in 2022 and in College Station last year at that regional, which I was at, which was awful.
Yeah.
All the damn bubbles and all the damn yelling of people's, ball 6, ball whatever. Nobody cares. And it's really, really annoying.
You know what? I wish a curse upon them that their bubble guns all stop working forever.
Yes. And I as my husband Barn said, he goes, I bet you that if their pitchers start throwing balls, that we will jump all over that little chant just to rub it in their face.
Yes. And we're going to have to start Friday, y'all, with our buddy, Mike Spencer is hurt. We love that boy.
Yes, I know. So
do we have kind of a full injury update? Because I was busy prepping for lacrosse tournament this weekend, so I didn't get to watch as much as I would have liked. But I keep feeling like I hear someone's out, someone's back, someone's out. It's just kind of, Texas isn't at full strength for this
correct.
Either.
I think they're saying Spencer's injury is a shoulder.
Got it.
And then A-Rod's parents were out in left field on Saturday, and they were saying that his hand is getting a lot better. They were afraid he wasn't going to hit. They were saying it was still kind of hard for him to grip the bat, but he did. So that's good. I also hear from all the sources that Ace Whitehead is ready to pitch. So
right,
we will see about that.
Oh, I would love that. Oh, bring Boogie back.
Right,
bring Boogie back.
So Have we heard if is it going to be then Luke starting
Ruger.
tomorrow night? I mean,
I think it's Ruger.
Okay,
think
that's
it's
right.
Ruger.
That's
Ruger's
right.
coming.
I
Okay.
think Ruger's on Friday night, Luke's on Saturday. Then I think we're going to see who can play on Sunday.
Okay.
It's like if we have to throw Max Grubbs in relief, and then of course we will. If we can hold him
Right.
somehow until Sunday, maybe we will. I think it's like, let's see what we can do on Friday, Saturday, and then pitch by committee or see who's left on Sunday.
So, yeah, because one of the things that Schloss said at the very beginning of the season was I'm sure obviously they have a plan for a full series, but that, once a SEC game gets started, his main goal is to win that game. He goes, because you don't know about the others. So it's like, if you have the opportunity to win that game, he does whatever he can, so if he has to pitch the people, he's going to.
Yeah.
So, and then he'll worry about the rest the following day.
Yeah.
Or I guess when the game's over, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure he doesn't just push it away to the next day.
Immediately.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I'm super excited about this weekend. I've
I
been
know.
looking forward to this I'll be uptight, but at the same time, the fact that it's here, it's like
Yeah.
they're in our confines. In fact, I was telling Michelle, my best friend, she was like, we're coming to the game tomorrow, Friday, and she was talking about Carly and Tyler, her daughter and son-in-law, were coming, and I said, Tyler better be all Longhorn. She goes, oh, he will. And then I was like, okay. She goes, now Bailey might be coming, and that's his sister. She went to A&M. I go, no A&M close, Michelle. That's not. I said, it's already been said. We're not being welcoming. This is not the weekend for come on in and share our space.
Oh man.
You're not invited. You
She
can't
goes,
sit
"Oh."
with us.
I was like, I just don't want you to get upset. Like if she walks up and people are rude to her, if she's,
Yeah.
and you,
Just prepare her. Make sure she knows what she's walking into.
right. But I pretty much was like, if she's coming, I don't expect her to come though. So
It's like she might want to just choose a neutral color.
exactly. That was my point. was
Sure,
that-
white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I remember Max being pretty solid in the starting role. But that does at least make you feel good. Like you're not just like out of starters that you trust.
Oh no. Well, and speaking, because with Max Grubbs and Volantis, they're both up for they're on the National Pitcher of the Year award watch list.
Yeah.
So that's a super amazing and great for Max. So that's the accolades for our team. The guys on our team are really good. And Luke Harrison was named our baseball team's academic MVP. They released that this week. The academic staff,
I love that.
every single sport had one MVP, and I thought that was awesome. That here we have our Saturday starting pitcher is the academic MVP. So
That's great.
yeah,
Very cool.
Good for him. That's
His dad's a teacher. Shout out, Tom.
Oh, there you go.
Educator. Yeah. So speaking, yeah. Kimball, SEC co-player of the week. And then Jalen Flores is also on the watch list for best college shortstop. So kids are looking good, y'all.
they
I
are.
think, Jordan, you mentioned it before we got on, but we have a 3-game lead on Arkansas in the SEC now. So also a big series for the SEC standings. It's going to be a rowdy weekend. I know the Yeti Yard is only open with a Texas student ID. So appreciate that. Super sold out. I don't know. It'll be good times. So, well, are y'all ready to move it along to the rest of the horns? And we can go around the horns with the other stuff that's happening with UT?
You bet.
Do it.
Do it.
Why don't you start, Jordan, with softball, since that's our
Yeah.
key thing.
I'll hit the other our other diamond sport for the week. I was kind of keeping up online. I did get to watch game 3 though, which was super exciting. Because they had a walk-off, which was like a infield hit walk-off, which I was stressing because I was at the gym. So I'm watching it on my phone screen too. So I'm like, where's the ball? Is she safe? Is she? And I know it was the whole safe or out call at first, what they started looking. And then for some reason, the camera angle, or maybe it was just because it was on my phone, I didn't see the ball come out of the catcher's hand on the tag at home either. So I was like, oh no, what if she's out at home and we're still going? But no, that was solid. Awesome for softball to take 2 of 3 from LSU. Then they played number 23 Oklahoma State, old Big 12. That was weird. That it was just
Yeah.
a one game that on Wednesday. But although Tegan Kavan was great, she just got a save. Citlali Gutierrez came in, pitched 6 scoreless. So that was kind of nice. That was nice to hear also that softball's just not leaning on one pitcher only.
Right.
Although Kavan's save tied her for most saves in program history with Aaron Tresselt, Blair Luna, and then Citlali also has 7 saves. So
I watched that game last night, and it seemed, it was obviously intense with nobody being able to get on base or score or anything. But watching Tegan Kavan at the end, she seems kind of like a finesse pitcher instead of just a. And maybe it was because it was that inning and not a blow it by them. Just she was like
she wasn't just having it wasn't volume. She's just like actually
Yes.
focusing on the pitches. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I thought that was, and I haven't watched enough full on, I would keep up with a lot. I'm going to watch OU tonight. I'm sure it's on TV because I'm going to have the draft on one TV and the start of the OU series, which I guess we'll talk about in a second. But I mean, I don't know. It was entertaining. It was interesting to see her, the way she throws the ball, at least maybe that's just in a safe situation.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. And you also bring up quite possibly the biggest thing for softball, even though OU is, as you noted, number 4, which is so weird, but still a huge series because Texas finally got their first series win against OU last year, but then lost 3 back-to-back between the Big 12 tournament and the Women's College World Series. So it would be great to get another win, take another series from OU after that. Sad, the Women's College World Series was a rough one because I felt like last year Texas, they just kind of had that magic. So now I'm going hopefully going in this year when they're playing even better than we thought they were last year. Texas will be able to take the series from Oklahoma.
Yeah, so there's been 4 teams now atop the softball standings this year, which is probably a first in a long, long time since Oklahoma's kind of dominated, owning that spot for
yeah.
I don't even know how many years.
It's so weird. I am curious, when was the last time they had dropped below even number 2?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then anything else on softball?
No, I just, I like my numbers. When I was just looking kind of at a comparison between Texas and OU, I was looking at the kind of SEC stats leaders. Mia Scott has the 5th best batting average in the SEC. And I feel like, Mia's been here for years, and I feel like she always kind of flies under the radar. So I just wanted to shout out Mia because I feel like, obviously we talk about Tegan pretty much every week. Reese Atwood, of course, is clutch always. But Mia Scott has contributed quite a bit in her time on the 40 acres. And so I just thought that was a cool little nugget. She's got one of the best batting averages in the SEC.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, good for her.
I'll share some tennis notes. Men's tennis won the SEC tournament along with the regular season title. Go tennis, right behind our left field teammate. It's the second year they've won both the regular season and the title, the tournament titles. Of course, last year was our final year in the Big 12. We always like to go out big winners and start in our new conference also as winners, which we are doing a lot of, as Kasey likes to point out. So the NCAA tournament starts on May 3rd and 4th. A big selection show for tennis is on Monday, April 20. Is that already happened, y'all? What today?
No, Monday the 28th. Next Monday.
My dates are mixed up. I'm like,
what day is it? I don't know.
That's how it works right now. So we are hoping to host the first 2 rounds at our lovely Texas Tennis Center. That's not even like a baseball throw away from us. We have the women especially have a really good chance to host the first 2 rounds. So that's exciting. Pay attention. Tennis is fun and we're good.
Yep.
Yeah. Tennis is, that's the thing. I did not know tennis at all till I had to work it once. And now I'm like, this is really intense. I love this. Yeah. But I feel the way about lacrosse too now. I'm like a full on lax person too. My hat. This is for the Carolina men's league team.
Oh, wow.
I love it. Jordan getting gear.
Yep.
I'm trying.
Some of our other sports continue to just roll along, doing great. Rowing is number one. They continue to be number one. This weekend they have I don't know what they call them. They're rowing
Regatta.
Regatta. Very good. Thank you. If Shelley were here, she would have chimed in with that immediately.
She would have known immediately.
Yes.
She's too busy locking me out of the house.
So
I think they're going back in a car. I just got a good text of here Callie and Kelly looking like they've had a great time on the
Oh boy.
I'm about to walk into something. Yeah, and I don't know what.
Yeah. You might want to see how many beers you can hammer at this cute little restaurant.
Yeah.
Local 6 is clutch.
Stanford is a part of this regatta, and then also a Canadian team that's like won a medal in the Olympics is going to be here. I forgot the exact circumstances, but they were going to be doing something in Texas, and the Stanford coach and Coach O'Neill for Texas kind of coordinated with them they're only going to be racing against Texas and Stanford. Then the other races will have the other teams that are coming in for this regatta. So anyway, that's it. If you're into rowing, it's a great thing to go head out to Walter E. Long Lake on Saturday morning and take in some of that action. Beach volleyball completed their inaugural season and did really, really well for them. A record of 24-9, and they were ranked number 7. I don't really understand their playoff situation, but they go into their the Coastal Collegiate Sports Association Conference Championships. That's what their organization's called. It's at LSU, but we're seated number 1. So I think that's really pretty cool. I
love it took them like 1 year to just
1
take
year.
over.
Right.
Cool.
It's Texas, LSU, Florida State, and South Carolina. And it's a double elimination tournament. And then the finals are streamed on Volleyball World's VBTV. So for all the beach volleyball fans out there, that'll be out there on their championship. So yeah, that's cool. And I did do a little research on that Cotton Holdings Lone Star Showdown and trophy thing. So there's 19 different sports between our two universities, and it comes down to head-to-head competition on the sports. If there is something that one school has that the other doesn't, or no, not that we all have it. If we don't have a head-to-head competition, again in something, then whatever team finished higher in the standings. But basically, we are 10 points is required to win the trophy, and we have 9 already. And A&M has 4. So hopefully this weekend we'll take care of business and get that trophy secured. So that was, I had just wondered about that. A few weeks ago I mentioned that I didn't really understand what all that was.
I wonder if they're going to have the trophy there. Like,
right about that.
To prepare, bring it on. Bring it on.
Mm-hmm.
Really random volleyball things. And I'm curious if y'all have heard this. Like, I've just heard through the grapevine that, people are asking, because this beach volleyball thing is getting kind of big, and they're like, why don't you guys move it to like a place that's close to one of the lakes? They talked about, the grad housing that's right over there on Lake Austin, right by Hula Hut. They're like, they have like tons of UT owned space, and it could be super cool and be a really cool backdrop to this, to kind of have it close to the water. So I know there's talk about that, which I was like, oh, that sounds so fun. People are like, yeah, they own the land. There's plenty of land over there for it. They were like, it'd be also cool because you would have like automatic, fans, because there's a ton of, that student housing is over there. So anyways, I don't know, thought that was cool. The other thing, have we heard that they're moving women's volleyball to Moody?
It's just that one match.
Okay.
Against Stanford.
That's going to be so good.
But it's going to be really cool. It's a Sunday. So it's just, they're going to kind of really try to, I can imagine the crowd that they're trying to get in there. Because, was it last year that Nebraska had that match in their football stadium?
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, but when
2 years ago, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 2, but the record, record volleyball attendance.
Yeah.
So they're like
10 really could sell out, honestly. With as big as Texas and Stanford volleyball, and just volleyball in general.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna be super cool.
Also, sorry, y'all just reminded me, and I think it might have been 2 weeks ago, but Austin's League One League One's like the new Austin's League One volleyball team won.
Yes. Yep.
And I remembered that because I was in Louisville and I didn't know what was going on, or I would have gone to watch them. Now I feel like they were right there.
Oh wow, yeah, because that team is full of Longhorns.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is. It's like they just all kind of are like, okay,
Here we
I
go.
think that's really cool for those ladies.
Yeah. So yeah, that at Moody, I think it'll be super cool. Like 10,000 people, and if you don't know, the greatest tradition for our volleyball team is that most of our swimming and diving team come. And then they start in a lot of clothing. And like every point Texas gets, they take off a piece of clothing, y'all. And it is so entertaining to watch.
Yeah, it
Because-
is.
And then they get down
I
to their,
remember the
like Cheetos.
first time I saw that, I was
Yeah.
like, "What in the world?" I was a freshman in college too, and I'm like, okay."
I will also just put it out there that Gregory Gym for a volleyball game is probably one of the best sporting environments that you can go to. So I'm sure it's going to be awesome at Moody. But if you ever get a chance to go to Gregory, it is so fun. And that environment is electric.
I
And
second that motion.
You talking about that a few weeks ago. They the ops director of ops for volleyball was in our office, and they were discussing some of the volleyball alumni type events coming up in the fall. We were talking about tickets, and she made the comment. She goes, "The players, the alumni, they want seats behind, like on the ends of the court and not on the sides." She goes, even though like when the casual fan or people watching on TV are used to like they want the the camera view to see both sides, that the volleyball player, they want to be on the end because they can watch the play develop. And I was
You know what? Now that you say that, that actually that does remind me. I ran into a coach when I was covering volleyball somewhere, and I believe it was a player parent that had coached before said the same thing. They would rather see the high angle, and we're like told not to do that, except for like a replay or something. So it's interesting. Like
that's where they
who do you think can always learn?
Right, because I'm always like, you see all those people that have their seats, the chairs, they're right there on the end. I'm always kind of like, I don't think I'd like that because I wouldn't be able to know what's going on. And then, but they do. I mean, they can see the whole thing develop and stuff. So I thought there's just an interesting take of hearing that from a viewpoint of a actual player.
Yeah, that's even like a good idea for like a simulcaster during like postseason volleyball. Like, just put that one camera angle up for the whole time and have two people that aren't playing in the championship call it from there.
Yeah.
That's fun. Next thing we got happening also on Saturday, as most of us will be watching the baseball game, but football is having a fan day. No spring game for the first time, I don't know ever, but that's fine. We're all fine with it, or we are fine with it. And those folks who want to go check out DKR, have Fan Fest fun, you go on ahead. And
it's over at 2. They have it. They have it all concluding at 2. So
which is great. So then you can still walk over to the baseball stadium if you feel so inclined for the game at 3. So that'll be fun though.
Yeah, they've got that. And even this is your opportunity to get an autograph from any player that you want or Coach Sark on the field. They'll be out there.
Is it every player's going to be there?
It's supposed to be the whole team.
That's awesome. I love that.
It's supposed to be the whole team. They have practice. They have practice Saturday morning, closed practice. And then once they wrap that up and shower, they're supposed to be all be out available. It's one of those where you'll if you are electing to do this, you'll be handed a poster. You can't bring in your football and your helmet and all that kind of stuff. So don't carry in a whole bunch of paraphernalia thinking you're going to get.
You're not going to be selling it on eBay later.
Yeah, you're getting a poster, and that's what they're signing. But that is, and they are like, as you pointed out, Jordan, they are having like some opportunity for kids to do things on the field, and so instead of a spring game, people get their opportunities to have their family photos and their everything on the field because that's the only time you're going to be down there.
Yeah.
I mean, this feels like probably the end of spring because it's not just Texas that canceled theirs.
Yeah, it's
like
a bunch of them. Yeah.
So like I feel like spring games are a thing of the past at this point.
Yeah.
The only one I know of is Colorado, which I mean makes sense because I'm sure they're trying to get a lot of, they're riding the hype train that they have going on there. But yeah, spring games, we might have seen the end of them.
Yeah. All good. I'm okay with that. Okay, who wants to cover golf? I think we got our last bit for Around the Horns.
Oh, men's golf is at the SEC championships right now, having a little bit of a little rough go of it yesterday. They didn't play too well. They moved up into 11th place today. There's one more day of stroke play tomorrow on Friday, or when you hear on Friday. And then after that, if you're in the top 8, then there'll be match play on Saturday and Sunday. So match play on Saturday would be quarterfinals and finals, semifinals. So it's a long day of golf, this is how the NCAAs are set up as well. So kind of models that kind of thing. So hopefully they can get up there tomorrow into the top 8, and then basically it starts. I mean, you're seated in the quarterfinals.
It's a reset, though. Yeah,
it's a reset. Yeah, because it's straight up match play.
Yeah.
So I really hope that they can pull that out. Regardless, though, they're still going to get a high seed, and then they'll start the NCAAs in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And the women's team was selected as the number 1 seed in the Lubbock Regional. That will be next week, but the seeds came out this week. I also didn't realize this until I was looking into this a little bit today. Texas is hosting the championship. They do it at a course in California, but they are the host team for the NCAA championship, which is top 5 teams from each of the 6 regionals will advance there. And then it's like the same deal as the men. So there's 12 teams in each regional, and then they end up sending 5 from each. And there's some individuals, like if your team doesn't win or advance with team-wise, still the top scorers individually get to go and compete as well.
We're hosting the women's tournament? We're the host for women's?
Correct.
Okay, because I think we might have been the host for men last year. I think
that sounds right.
I think this course, they started this last year, and
that sounds right.
It might be the same course that they're like trying to like have it be in a central location, like a lot of other sports have their championships at one place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I kind of remember that now.
All right, well, y'all, I think we covered all the around the horns.
Yep.
And then anybody have? I know we might have a couple little final pieces to share.
Oh, I just had one, that random thing about Baylor basketball having to rebuild their entire roster.
That's wild.
Crazy.
All 14 players left, either via the portal. Some were done with their eligibility, and I believe they have one that was going to pursue the NBA right now. I mean, but to think that you won a national championship just a few years ago, and now you're having to deal with something like this where your entire team you have to rebuild.
Yeah.
That's wow.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes to me, like, of where that program's at, though. Like,
that's a very good point. Because I was going to ask, this shows how not dialed in I am on college basketball outside of like March Madness, but there wasn't a coaching change or anything, right?
No. Scott Drew
Scott Drew's still there. They're just
yes.
Wow.
But they've lost in the second round this year, in the NCAA, so March Madness. So just what have you done for me lately?
That's it. That's the motto. That's the motto of the kids in the transfer portal and the NIL. Here we are.
The youths.
Yep. The youths. And, this news is sad, but yes, Longhorn football great Steve McMichael passed away after his long battle with ALS. He played for the Bears. He also was a professional wrestler. Who doesn't love that? That's always entertaining. But no, it's I have a good friend, Sunny, who has ALS as well, and to watch people fight that battle is really tough. So
there's a great article if anybody wants to just read about his life. Somebody from the I want to say it's the New York Times wrote it, but it's already out there. Like if you just Google Steve McMichael obituary, it's one of the first ones that comes up, and it's like very detailed. It's awesome. It's a good read on his life and his personality and just everything about it. So just a little plug there for if you're interested in learning more about him. You didn't know anything about him.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. Anybody else? Final feedback? Info?
Okay, everyone make a pick. Pick for this weekend. Is it 1-game win, 2-game win, or sweep? Or
sweep?
We're not even good. Yes. I think 2-game win. I think the atmosphere, the hype around it might affect Texas 1 game, but I think they're going to take the series.
I'm going to, just because I would love a sweep case. I would love it. That would make my whole weekend. But I just am going to be satisfied, very satisfied with winning the series. So
Yeah, I'm with you there.
we'll see. It'll be fun. We're gonna miss you, Jordan. But
No.
tell everybody at
You don't know.
all that we love them. And
I'm going to be in Dallas for a wedding.
Yeah.
So you don't know how tempted you may see me on Sunday. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's a rubber match, like I may just call an audible. Why not? Who needs
Love
sleep?
it.
I can just
Love it.
drive.
You're renting a car. You're driving through Austin anyways, from Dallas to San Antonio.
I know.
It's a good stopping place. It's a great stopping place.
Yeah,
So you're flying back out from San Antonio?
No, I'm flying out from Dallas.
Oh, but-
luckily.
okay.
That's how I once I knew I was going to be able to come for at least a day, because I'd originally planned to come for 2 nights, but the ACC women's lacrosse tournament started on Wednesday, and that's a 4-game day, so we split it between producers. I decided to stay back for that day and help out. So, yeah. So who knows? I may be there on Sunday. I'll probably get terrible FOMO and drive up because I'm a crazy person.
I hope we're all in great spirits and have a great weekend.
Yes.
And if
I
you're
may see y'all in left field.
if you're a Longhorn, we'll see you in left field this
Yes,
weekend.
yeah. Come see us in left field.